Hi guys, thanks for stopping by. This is Sophia. I wanted to come on real quick and just kind of go over some of the things for the next swap that I'm hosting. So I just made a copy of um, basically the short or reel that I posted on my Instagram and on my YouTube, and to talk about a few of the things that are on here with just some things I gathered to give you an idea of what I'm asking for. So it's the heart-to-heart swap, make two, get two. You do not have to make me a swap, but if you don't send one for me, I am asking if you can package it, like, maybe in clear bags or in a way that I don't have to risk messing it up when I reveal it on video. And when you pack up your swap, put it like either in a bag or cellophane or somehow that it's bundled up so that I know what's which swap, and so that the person who receives it, when I put your swap in and I put the other person's swap in that person is getting back, they know what came from who because each one is bundled up on its own. Postage is gonna be whatever you paid to send it to me. So let's say that you're sending me a swap and then you're sending in two swaps. What I would recommend, so that you're not having to waste your money when you don't need to, is weigh the two swaps on their own without whatever you're sending to me. And obviously, if you're only sending your two swaps in, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. Do not feel pressure. Making a whole extra swap is a lot of work, and it's okay not to send it to me. Like, I'm just hosting this because I think it's gonna be fun, and most likely I am gonna try to craft for it as well. So we'll see how that pans out with the time that I've had recently for like extra stuff. But I am gonna try to participate in the swap if I can. Anyways, that is not relevant. But so there's two sections to the swap. There is all hearts, which I just put because everybody is to make this section. Everything in this section, everybody is gonna have this in their swaps. And then there's your heart's desire section, which you're gonna pick 3 from this list. You do not have to make the full list. You only have to pick 3. Okay, so just to be very, very clear, you can pick 3 of the items, 3 lines from this list that you are gonna make, and that will be fine. You do not have to make all 3. Just putting that out there. So yeah, if you decide to go overboard, you do more than 3 layers, you do more than 5 layers, 4 layers, more than 18 inches of trim, or whatever the case might be. Move over, kitty. Sorry, my cat is trying to take over my computer and walk all over it, and I don't want her to discontinue the video. But anyways, so if you decide to go extra, just keep in mind that you're not expecting to receive that back, because some people only do exactly the requirements. So either way, just to go over some of these things, the 4 pocket letter, it doesn't have to be like a special sleeve. For that, I'm gonna be using one of these 9x9, and then where's my scissors? You're just gonna cut off right here. So I'm gonna do it just below this line right here in case I want to make a pocket letter with these other 3, right? I'm just gonna cut right here all the way across, only because I know I'm gonna use those later. So these, unfortunately, well, I mean, I guess you could fuse tool them and use them as shakers for something else, but I'm probably just gonna scrap them because then I have to keep that. So okay, so that's it. There's 4 pockets. I'm gonna end up putting my cards in here, right? and that is my 4 pockets letter. Not 4 pocket letters, just 4 pockets in the pocket letter. You do not have to put goodies on the back. This is another one of those examples. If you decide to be extra and add goodies, I'm sure nobody is going to complain. But just know that you are not required to put goodies, so what you get back might not have goodies in the back if you do that. Okay, that's that. A $5 store-bought crafty goodie. So you don't necessarily have to go out and buy something if you have stuff in your stash. You can do that. Just something that is the equivalent of $5 at the store to buy. If you got it at a discount, but it's normally valued at $5, that's fine. Save yourself some money. I do not care. It does not have to, like, literally be $5 out of your pocket. But, you know, it could be jemmies. It could be a thing of ribbon. It could be a little die, or, you know, something crafty that your crafty friends are going to enjoy for future swaps and projects. A sweet treat. The sweet treat does not have to be heart themed. If it is, that's great. But since we're doing this out of Valentine's season, you may or may not find sweet treats that are heart, right? Memory Dex card. Minimum of 5 layers. So the 5 layers is really not super hard to do. So 5 layers could be, let's see. I forgot to bring on Memory Dex as an example, but let's see. This might need a little bit more than this, but let's see. So you have the Memory Dex card itself. That's 1 layer. And then this is another layer. And then it has foam. So this is, I'm going to count it as a 3rd layer. A 4th layer. And then maybe one more thing to make it a 5th layer. Maybe like I'll add some jemmies. And that would be considered, this would be in theme even. The back face is a heart. And then even this flower is a heart, right? And so this brings me to my next point. Maybe you, for your own creativity or the cohesiveness of your swap, want to pick a sub-theme. That's totally okay. You can pick a sub-theme. I don't even care if you use like multiple different collections and stuff, but if you do decide to piece together what you're working with, please make it cohesive. Please make it look like it goes together. Like it's one fun, like big crafty endeavor, right? Okay, the next thing, so this swap, I made it up with basically the intent of using our heart stuff, because I don't know how many times I've heard people, crafters, say it's heart, so you can use it all year long. But then during Valentine's Day, I know me, myself, and other crafty friends seldom dive into the Valentine's stash the rest of the year if they're not crafting Valentine's. So this is the time to dive into your stash, maybe take out all the heart dies that aren't strictly Valentine's from your Valentine's stash and pull them out and use them. Okay, although I just said all that, I want you guys to use collections that, I mean, maybe it's a collection that's just been sitting and not getting used. Maybe it's a collection that you just haven't had the occasion to use. Maybe...
I'm watching your computer.
I don't know, maybe you bought 5 collections that round and this one just fell by the wayside. So,
taking a there.
If you do decide to pull papers out of your Valentine's collections that go with the other collection that you're using for this swap, I want you to spin it as not Valentine's. Okay, this is basically hearts for the rest of the year.
How does it do on
not
the
for
computer?
Valentine's. Stop. Sorry, my son. Okay, so what I was saying is if you pull paper or stuff out of your Valentine's collections in order to use for this swap, I need you to spin it so that, like, it's not Valentine's. And a good example of that would be, let's say...
I got something for you.
An example would be if you, let's say maybe use some red heart paper or something. Maybe you could spin it as Christmas. You could use red hearts for Christmas and like maybe combine it with some of the green papers in that collection, or add some of the trim that like clearly makes it not Valentine's. Maybe you decide that you're doing a sub-theme of the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. And so then you could use all the red heart stuff. You could use like red and black. Like, so I have some stuff over here from Valentine's Crafting. This makes me think of that theme of the Queen of Hearts, right? You could use black and red or red and white or whatever, but you need to spin it differently so that it's not Valentine's. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing on the list is three cards: birthday, thank you, and anytime. So anytime could be like another specific thing, like what's something that comes up? Congratulations, hello, thinking of you, it's something, right? And then again, I want you to incorporate hearts somehow, whether it be a pattern paper, whether it be a heart trim, whether it be an ephemera that uses hearts. So I pulled some examples here. These were not crafted specifically with this swap in mind. I just had these already made, so that's why I'm using them as examples, because these are hearts for other times of the year. This one is a little snowman girl, but she's wearing this hat, so it's like she's like a ice cream cone snowman girl, and she has this little heart. So there you go, you've already drawn in the theme. Nothing, oh well, actually here's some pattern paper. Even let's say that she didn't have this heart and it was just the snowman girl, but there's hearts right here, so that would cover you. Even either just this or even just this alone would cover you for the heart theme. I'm not asking you to make it like ridiculously hearts. The more hearts you can use, obviously that's great because that's the theme, but I don't want you to worry so much like, oh, I don't have a collection that's hearts, that's not Valentine's. This is about being creative, about using your hearts and using things in your stash that you have and getting more bang for your buck, because I know a lot of us have a lot of hearts and we're really not using them how we said we were going to use them so much all year long, and we're not using them. So here's another example. This one was made actually after Christmas, but I wanted to do a snowman card, and this is what came out. This stamp just has him holding the heart like this. It doesn't have the sentiment, but I just added the sentiment. But see, he has hearts on his face, even if he wasn't holding the heart. He has a little heart right here on his little birdhouse. So it definitely ties in the theme. Even if you just used a little stamp, it draws in that theme. Here's another example. This could potentially be a Valentine stamp, but it has gingerbread, so I think I've mostly used it for Christmas. But you could do it as not Christmas. Not Valentine's. You could do it with little Christmas paper. You could do him in different colors and then just coordinate it to your paper, and it could be whatever you want. So just an idea, you know, that you could use hearts in all kinds of things. So I said maybe like you don't have stamps, and maybe you don't have pattern papers that are going with your collection that are hearts for your cards, but you really want to do cards or something. maybe you have some heart sentiments. So I pulled some things that were like easily available in my stash that have to do with hearts. Just to give you ideas of, like, look in your stash. You have hearts. I guarantee you have hearts. Your kindness touches my heart. Wherever you go, go with all your heart. And I actually started a card with this that I was going to use a world map pattern paper, and then use the sentiment, wherever you go, go with all your heart. So then you combine, different themes. Your thoughtfulness warms my heart and brightens my day. This could have nothing to do with hearts visually, but it draws in the heart theme with the sentiment. Wishing you every little thing your heart desires and every big thing too. So that could be birthday, that could be a different occasion. Okay, this is another example of a stamp that has hearts. It's not like overtly hearts, but it definitely does tie in the theme. And then you could color it to fit your papers. This one too. This one is tiny, but I just pulled stuff that I had on hand. Like I said, this is not like my whole collection of stuff. It's just random stuff that I found while I was trying to pull different examples of themes. This is a gumball machine, which could be Valentine's, but it could not be Valentine's. Color the hearts a different color. It does not have to be Valentine's. It's just a gumball machine or candy machine with hearts in it. This is a summer theme. It has apple, star, flower or something, watermelon, and a heart. Right? So you can really, I know I have a stamp, but I would have had to dig for it. And it has a little bottle. It's supposed to be for like a get well, probably. And it has pills that are just like this, like a little heart. So there's lots of ways that you could use hearts. Like this, it's an umbrella. It says showers of love. No hearts there, but it has the little hearts on the pattern, on the umbrella. So you could flex a lot of different things to work for you. Okay, 3 shakers, 3 plus layers. So the shaker itself is 1 layer, and then I want at least 2 more things embellishing it. I don't want plain stuff. Like, I want you guys to put your spin on it so that your partners have something ready to go. 3 heart embellishments, 5 layers. So this could literally just be a heart punch, and then I'm still gonna consider the base 1 layer. So the base is 1 layer, and then as you add more stuff, each thing is a layer. If you added jemmies, that's a layer. If you added a little bow, that's a layer. If you put stickles on it, that's a layer. If you added foam, that's a layer. Like, it's pretty easy to add layers. It's just so that it's not a flat, plain, like, whatever. Okay. Let's see, what else did I grab? 3, 5 die cuts, 4 plus layers. Okay, so I want the die cuts not to just be like a flat one piece. And so it doesn't have to be like a 4 different color kind of die. It could literally just be 4 pieces. Like, an example. This would clearly be way more than 4 pieces, but 1, 2, 3, 4. The face is already 4 layers. So just so you don't get too overwhelmed with everything, like, it's not super complicated. I just don't want everyone turning in a paper punched heart and calling it a day. Like, I want it to be a little bit more complex. And I did pull some examples from stuff that people have sent me in the past. I think a good amount of these are from Bethany Parlett. in my Paige Evans swap, but I just wanted to show you something. So, do you recognize this? Do you have this in your stash? Pull it out. This is a good example of a heart that is not necessarily Valentine's, right? This holder, it has a heart at the top. Might be a good choice for this swap. A pocket. This is supposed to be a jean pocket. Yes, it's a heart. But does it have to be Valentine's? No. What else? A shaker. Let's see. Would this fit the requirements of the shaker? 3+ layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it would. And actually, I would almost consider these like 3 layers because these are different die cuts. But see, it's not hard to get 5 layers. I just don't want it to be flat. I think there was a card that had hearts. This qualifies as fitting the theme. It has pattern paper right here that has hearts, and it has these 2 thingies that have hearts. What else? I literally just picked this for the pocket, but now it does have hearts, so I just want to show you that. Okay, what else did I bring to show you? Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so 10 charms or flatbacks. Okay, let me set these to the side here. Okay, and I pulled some random stuff. These are clearly just like straight hearts, right? These are hearts. These are hearts. And then I put some stuff in here. Okay, maybe you don't have like a lot of hearts necessarily, but maybe you have like even these like inexpensive plastic beads, right? They're hearts. And you could wire wrap these into a charm. And then voila, it's hearts. It could be something like this. Like, look through your stash, because that's what I did, is I literally looked through my stash to see what do I have that potentially has a heart. And I was kind of surprised I had more than I thought, like, other than outright, like, plain hearts or whatever. Look at this guy. He's got a little heart right there painted on him. He came in like some random pack of critters or something. This one I think was Halloween, but it's like a heart lollipop. This is a little cactus, and I want to say he goes like this, because otherwise the heart is upside down. But it's got a random heart on the top. There we go. It goes with the theme. And the charms and flatbacks, I'm going to go ahead and say they could be whatever theme. They do not have to go with the collection you picked or whatever, because you're already going to have the challenge of finding so many hearts, or buying hearts or whatever. Wait, that's not what I wanted to show you. Those I picked just to make a dangle with, but, yeah, hearts. Look through your stuff and find some hearts. I found all these different variety of hearts in my collection, and I wouldn't necessarily say I have the biggest collection of items, but there's stuff, like, you get it in other swaps. Maybe you even have, like, I found some flatbacks that I had, and this little cow has a heart. If I wanted to share this, which this might be one of the things in my little box, this is a flatback. So cute. So yeah, you send whatever you want to send if you decide to do that, with any kind of tie into heart. So like maybe you had a little charm that has a sentiment on it, which I've seen at Hobby Lobby, and I have some, but I didn't have any with heart sentiments. Like this key has a heart on the top. These are outright hearts, but just look through your stash, find some stuff that has heart, and yeah, 3 trim samples, 18 inches or longer. The trim samples can be, I do want them to be hearts because otherwise we're just going to be sending like miscellaneous trim, and the whole point of this is for it to be hearts. So I am going to be a stickler on this one, and you can pick potentially Valentine's trims. These are the ones that I found that actually have hearts, but I'm probably going to go look for some other ones because these were just, my Valentine's bin is still out, and so that's why I picked this. But I'm pretty sure I have other trims that have hearts. But just, if you have something like this that it could flex to be not Valentine's, and you know what I mean, like you could put this with any collection that has light pink. You could put this with any collection that goes with pink, red, same thing. So I'll be a little bit flexible with the trims that they don't necessarily have to match with your swap as long as they are hearts. A beaded item, dangle, pin, pokey, if you want to make little like mini dangles, like anything beaded. It could even be like, I've seen people do glue pins that are beaded. I've seen, recently I saw, what did I see? It was, oh gosh. Was it a scoring tool? It was another tool that we used, and I was just like so surprised. I had never seen it. Anything where it's like beaded, wire wrapped, comparable to any of these items, dangle pin, pokey, glue pin, whatever. Sequins mix with 5 elements or more. Oh, that's what I forgot to bring over. Okay, give me a second. Alright, so I made this mix, and I'm just gonna put we're gonna dump some of this on here so you guys can get an idea what all is in this mix. And I'm pretty sure I have more than 5 elements. So what I mean by more than 5 elements, I want a variety. Like I want it to have texture. I want it to not be like just something that somebody can pick up at the store, you know? So I have in here, some of them didn't come out, but I have caviar beads. I have little clay bits that are cards, and some of those cards are in the suit of hearts. I also have clay bits that are card suits. So it has hearts, clubs, spades, and diamonds. And I intended for this to go with the Queen of Hearts. And I have silver, I have the cupped sequins, I have these shaped sequins, these sparkles, I have them in red and I have them in silver. They came separately. I have like 2 different kinds of white in here. So I have a lot, right? Red, white, silver, the little sparklies, I have the cards, I have caviar beads. That's like 6 or 7 things already. And so just to give you an idea, I want it to be fun, like super fun. Don't think simple for the sequence mix. Think extra fun. And so that's that. And I want you to mail it by May 10th. If you don't have my address, then direct message me on Instagram. I would like everyone to sign up on my Instagram post. So if you guys are on Instagram, or even if you're not, go to her yes and take a look at the requirements. You could always print them off like I did. And mail out by May 10th. I don't have to have it in hand by May 10th, but you need to make sure you get into the post office during business hours so that it has a stamp on it that says that it was sent by May 10th. And then, again, everything should be crafted in a heart theme outside of Valentine's Day. And it's make to get to. You do not have to make one for me. Please bundle up your whole swap somehow, whether you buy a tote bag at like a canvas tote bag somewhere and put all your stuff in there and like tie it up nice, whether you put cellophane on it like a basket and you send it all together, whether you have some kind of box that fits all the stuff for your swap for each of your swaps, or however you see fit to package your stuff up pretty. Packaging counts. I want it pretty. I don't want it just regular. I want it to look nice. Make something that you would want to receive back. And yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I know maybe I sound like a little intense right now, but I promise my swaps are pretty relaxed. We can make it work. And yeah, if you have any questions, send me a message, leave me a comment. If you want to be added to the group chat, then leave a comment saying, please add me to the chat on the Instagram post. That way everybody can see who is signing up. Everybody can see, you know, whether it's fair or not. Right now we have 2 people who have messaged me on there that want to join, and then me, so I'm the 3rd, and then all of you. Please, 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 spread the word, even if maybe you can't participate this time around. I would certainly appreciate it if you guys would spread the word of my swap, and I am hoping to get at least 10 people, girls, guys. Usually it's girls, but it doesn't have to be. I'm hoping to get at least 10 crafters in this swap before we close it. But obviously if it starts getting too long, then I'll just have it be a small swap. And that's fine. I have had swaps before where it was only like 6 people, and it was a lot of fun. So it's okay if I don't make it to the 10 people, but I would like to have at least 10 people. And if suddenly the winds change and there's all kinds of people wanting to sign up, I would be willing to go up to 20 people. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.